You would have heard of the Oscar-nominated film Lion.
5-year-old Indian boy named Saroo.
He was picked up by a stranger sent to life in Australia.
A child goes missing every 8 minutes in India.
I was a child that was accidentally lost. I really hope that my sister's still alive, that my mum's okay.
His memory was scattered with unforgettable images of another family, another mother.
Reliving India as a child. If I lost it, then I would have lost my identity.
Because I know that I'm not going to find my family again.
I came across Google Earth.
How can I use these images in my memory to get myself back to my family?
You think he had an earthly chance?
Saroo was looking for a one-room hut in a country spanning 3 million square kilometres.
It's a big place. He was so little.
Friends are saying, you're never going to find it. Please, God, let me see my family again.
You don't even know the name of the town you're from.
It clearly is like finding a needle in a haystack.
It's a chance once in a billion, a million, an infinity.
Do you recall what happened that day you were lost?
And I saw this little silhouette of my older brother going around the side, and I chased after him and I said, hang on a minute, can I come with you, please? I started following him and he said, no, go back. And I said, no, I want to go with you, I'm not going back. So he said, all right, come with me, and we rode a little BMX down to the local train station. We got there about 9, and I was quite tired and sort of weary and sleepy. I'm only sort of 5 years of age, and it's past my bedtime. And so I grabbed my brother's hand and we stepped off the train and onto the station platform, and I saw a chair in front of me, and so I pulled my brother towards it, and I sat down and my brother said, stay here for a minute, I'll come back to get you. I'm not too sure if I was asleep for about half an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours, but when I woke up, my brother was nowhere to be seen. And so I stood up, looking to the left, looking to the right. There's a train in front of me there at the station. Whether it's the same one that I came on or a different one, I'm not too sure. And so I boarded the carriage from the platform, thinking that it was in the carriage.
So you fell into a fitful sleep, thinking that when you woke up, you might be home or you'd see your brother again. When you did wake up, where were you?
Well, I don't know where I was. I knew I was on a train that was hurtling on the railway with a scenery out the window that really resembled nothing that I really knew. And it was such a panic because I ran up and down and my heart was just going triple time. I was so scared. This is just a runaway train going to somewhere that I don't know. That's the last memory I've got of him.
Is that a tough one?
Yeah, it is a tough one. Yeah, you know, it's hard for me because, you know, I loved the whole of my family, but I was just so close to my brother.
Saroo's eldest brother, Guru, was his idol and the closest he had to a father.
He always held my hand when I walked with him. I sort of, you know, put my head up and looked up at him whilst we were walking, and it was just a big smile. It was almost like security and I'm safe and I'm with him.
5-year-old Saroo couldn't know that the train would take him nearly 2,000 kilometres across India to one of the most populated and unforgiving cities on earth.
When you arrive in Calcutta, there's a sea of people trying to get on the train.
I was so scared. You know, it was such an alienating place. I've never been here before. So many people, and all I wanted was my brother and my mother.
Everyone was shoving and pulling, and I was just a tiny little boy. I just cried and cried and called out to my brother, but you know, he was never there. I know that I'm not going to find my family again.
The Indian government declared me a lost child of India.
I was adopted out to Australia, to a Australian family.
When Saroo was first with us though, and we'd go out to the supermarket or whatever, it was invariable that Saroo would find something on the floor, be it a coin, a hair clip. He'd always come home with a little thing, and the kindest little one that he ever gave to me was this beautiful little butterfly. But he said, oh, no, take. He was worried that I thought he might have. So I said, oh, where'd that come from? And he just pointed to the ground and he picked up this little thing, and I never made him feel bad about it because it surely helped him to survive in India.
You put up a map of India in your house. Why was that important?
We had no idea where the boys really came from, but we wanted to show respect to the country. So the map, of course, was an integral part of his bedroom that he came home to.
I woke up every morning seeing that map, and hence it sort of kept the memories alive.
I really hope that my sister's still alive. I hope that my mum's okay. Is my brother's still there? Is Guddu still there? I wasn't a child that was given away. I was a child that was accidentally lost.
What was that moment like, believing in the bottom of your heart that he was looking for you?
Yeah. My brother, I don't think he would have been a guy that would have given up. You know, he was just like my mother.
Did you ever try to put it out of your mind growing up that there was this sister, this brother, this mother that was probably looking for you?
No, never. I would have kept that till the day that I die.
And you know, when I go to sleep, I'd just project to my mother and sister that I'm still alive, I'm still here. And there will be a day, you know, hoping that we will be together again. One of my friends said, oh, you should have a look at this, it's Google Earth, it's amazing. But then I just thought, well, I've got such a bank of images and memories. Perhaps I could use this new technology and just at least try it.
Saroo was looking for a one-room hut in a country spanning 3 million square kilometres.
And when you look at India, it's so massive, that's impossible.
This is the 7th largest country in the world, and you don't even know the name of the town you're from.
No.
It's madness.
It is.
I have no idea where it is. You've got over 1 billion people in this mass country with thousands and thousands of train stations, thousands of towns as well. Where are you going to start and where are you going to go?
Sometimes, you know, you walked away, you went to bed in dismay and thinking, perhaps I should listen to my friends. And my friends are saying, what's in the past, move on, go forward. You know, you're never going to find it.
It was a painstaking process of elimination that took Saroo down hundreds, thousands of dead ends. And he didn't just spend weeks or months looking. Saroo kept up the hunt for 6 years.
There's been many times where I've just walked away in dismay and thought, you know, what am I doing? Each time I get my hopes up, I just get excited and then, you know, they get shattered.
I saw my parents the next day and they said, you know, we know that you've been searching Saroo. And my mum said, wait a second, I'll be back in a second. And she came back over and my mum said, here's a little drawing that you draw back when you were 5 years of age, a map of your hometown. It's got a water tower on the left-hand side, a flyover bridge, a ravine further on, and a train station on the right-hand side. And that's what I'm looking for, in that order.
I closed my eyes at that point in time and I said, please God, let me just one last time see my family again. I zoomed down on this train track and scrolled and scrolled and scrolled, and I thought, you know, this looks something familiar. And so I zoomed in and I saw the water tower and I'm just like, is this a dream? Is this, you know, is my mind playing a game? That was such a pivotal moment in my life.
He went into the office one morning and sat down in front of John and said, Dad, I think I've found my home. I think I've found where I've come from.
Saroo made the potentially heartbreaking journey halfway around the world. The boy inside led him along the old streets of his childhood.
I had people talking to me in my head. is this the right place? Even though your legs are taking you on the road that you used to walk 25, 26 years ago, I was almost at a point where I said to myself, this isn't the place.
Eventually, Saroo found where he had once lived. But there was no house, just a pile of rubble.
I just, put my hand on my face and just thought, perhaps the worst is actually what's happened and they're not there anymore. Perhaps my sister's been sold off. Perhaps my brothers are all dead. Perhaps my mother's dead too.
But then a stranger recognised Saroo's childhood photo.
How did you take that news when you heard that Guru had died that day?
It was the biggest shock that I could have ever had. I sort of found it hard to believe, really. Sometimes I think, was it my fault? And then that person said, come with me, I'll take you now to your mother.
A few steps covered a lifetime. There, at the end of a lane, after 26 years, Saroo's mother, Bata.
You'd found her.
It was such a shock. She came forward and we hugged and I think she was in as much, if not more, shock as I was.
We're both looking at each other and I'm in tears and she's in tears, and all I could think of is that I've been searching for you for 25 years and I did it because, the love between me, my sister and you was so strong.
It's a miracle that you didn't come up empty-handed in your search. It's a beautiful, incredible miracle.
This is my mother, Kamala. Hi. Kamala, this is my mother, Sue.
We held each other and I wanted to ask her a couple of things. So I asked the interpreter to say to Kamala, did you always feel that Saroo was still alive? And she said yes.
I always knew in my heart that not only was he alive, that he would come back to me one day. That either he would come back to me or I would find him. I always knew this in my heart.
Because even though I prayed at night to send the message, I didn't really know.
And, for me, that was just the most incredible thing. And I thought, oh my goodness, every night of your life going to sleep in these conditions, trusting that your little boy's still alive. And there I am, standing there in the dirt in the street, and she's trying to comfort me and wipe away my tears, which, I had the blessing of her son. I had the good life. And then she said to me through the interpreter, don't cry, he's your son, I give you my son.
He's your son, take good care of him.
It's very hard. Very hard. But we're just happy to have the moment that just by miracle this has happened.
Who would have ever have thought, from that kid sort of walking through the VIP and meeting his, future family, that, you know, something like this would ever come about. We could have been out of this earth and at a very young age, but the heavens, you know, pushed and pulled, and this is my destiny.
Under the umbrella of hope, there is so much other things underlying. But hope is a massive one, because, you know, if I didn't have hope of trying to find my family, I don't think I would have ever sort of got to where I am.